I farm because I love it. You know, I didn't grow up farming, and so it was never a thing that I thought, you know, someday I want to become a farmer. My name is Nathan Keane. I farm here at Upham Farm Incorporated. I came onto the farm about 14 years ago. Farm with my father-in-law. He is very much part of it still. So yeah, and it's just kind of a team as far as operations go and management go. It's him and I. So I am grunt worker slash operator slash owner slash kind of everything that needs to be done. I helped with harvest during the summers on our vacations and things like that, even while we were dating, and I thought it was really interesting, loved it. And it came to a point where my father-in-law needed some help, and I decided, hey, why don't I give it a shot? I know what harvest is like, but what is everything else like? So I quit my job. We were living in Kalispell at the time, and came over here to the farm in 2006. It was me that kind of pulled her to the farm, kind of kicking and screaming a little bit. And raising the children here, she wouldn't want anything different now. You know, it's just a fabulous place and great environment and great work ethic, and be able to be your own boss and control kind of your future a bit is fun. Hemp is our last crop to cut this year, but you know, when I first came into the farm, we were pretty much strictly winter wheat. 2 years ago, we did 10 different crops. Last year, it's 8 different crops. This year, I think 6 different crops. And I mean, anytime you jump into a new crop, you don't know what you're doing. Your settings on these machines pretty much, you know, they cut every crop, but make sure you write your settings down and all those things. In fact, we're going to be cutting our hemp here, and I had to look back in our 2018 pictures that I took to see what our settings were. But it's a challenge, and I like that. So, you know, the 14 years that I've been here have been actually really good years. You know, this is actually the first really challenging year that we've had weather-wise, and that's just because the extreme drought that we had this year, and then on top of that, the moisture that we got this year was hail, not rain. You know, so. You think you have something figured out, and then you don't. Next year there's always something else. It's different. The weather's different. It's cooler maybe in the beginning of the year, it's wetter or drier or whatever it is. If you're just growing one crop, you still will not 100% know what to do every year. It's different every time. So there's constant challenges. There's marketing challenges. I kind of like playing the market. I like that side of things. Some people don't. It's a stress on them. And so all those challenges, I like it. It keeps you thinking. You're always having to think ahead. You're always thinking, I'm already thinking, what are we growing next year? That just keeps me going and keeps me excited. I like that planning, that figuring those things out. Yeah, totally strategizing, for sure, yeah. Learning curve was massive just getting into it, and it continues to be massive. I don't think you'll ever feel like, yeah, I got it. This, you know, I got this thing, I nailed it, it's all done, you know, I'm good at this. It's forever changing, and you're always learning, yeah. This is our 4th year growing hemp, and it's a challenging crop, but it's a newer crop. Overall, you know, it's been 100 years really since this crop has been a normal staple for farmers growing, and so it's coming back, it's exciting. This year, what we're growing is an industrial hemp, and we're growing it for the grain. So it's hemp grain that can be either crushed into hemp oil, and that hemp oil is used for many different products. On the other side, then, you have the hemp fiber. And so we're windrowing the fiber behind our combine, which is we're just dumping this row behind it, and then we'll come back and bale it later once it's dry, and we're contracted with I&D Hemp. And they're trying to open up these new markets and push, you know, and just opening every door and see what's available to push their product to. And the amount of products that hemp fiber can be turned into is amazing. It's insulation, it's bedding, you know, horse bedding, like, you know, really high-end race horses love the hemp bedding because it soaks up a lot more moisture than your typical straw that they lay down. Not only that, but it's fairly dust-free compared to straw and things. It can be blended with different materials too, and it can be as smooth as silk or as rough as burlap, you know, so it's quite an amazing product. This is something that continues to just take off in this country, so. Yeah. So we have 3 kids, 3 young kids, 10, 8, and 6, so. Today's the first day of school, so that's where they're at now. Will our kids be interested? That's always the question. You hope they are. We look, when there's land up for sale, we look to purchase it if we can, because we want to grow and we want to give the next generation an opportunity to farm. And I see that that's a needed thing for the next generation to be able to farm. And so we do that when we're able. And I do hope that at least one of our 3 kids, if not all, would want to farm someday in the future. And I hope so. We're planning for it, and we'll see what happens. It is a tough industry just to get into, especially if you didn't grow up in it, you know. I feel totally blessed. It's something that I fell into that I love. And so it's something that I'll be doing as long as I can do. And you definitely see that, you know, a lot of farmers, you don't really see a whole lot of farmers retire. They just keep farming until they can't anymore, and I can see myself doing that.